the sun is losing mass, we are going to die!
Actually, we aren't going to die, at least not from this whole mass loss thing, not anytime soon. And the fact that the sun is losing mass has been known for quite some time. You see, there is a fusion process that takes place in the center of the sun. Hydrogen is turned into helium. Actually, it's a little bit more complicated than just that. It really goes hydrogen to deuterium to helium-3 to the normal helium that we all know and love. But that is a more detailed process that I will probably leave for a future video that I plan to do on the sun and its inner workings. What's important here is that matter is being converted into energy, and in this process the sun actually loses about 5 million tons of mass per second. That sounds like an awful lot, but to the sun, that's actually nothing. You have to remember how extremely huge and massive the sun is. And so now, a team of scientists working at MIT and NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center were able to indirectly measure this mass loss by studying the changes in Mercury's orbit. Now, you may remember a little something about Mercury's orbit. It's pretty famous. It actually provided a proof for general relativity when it was discovered that Newtonian mechanics failed to correctly describe the orbit of Mercury, while general relativity successfully does. So the team began by looking at radio tracking data from NASA's MESSENGER probe, which did 3 flybys of Mercury and orbited the planet from 2011 to 2015. The team developed a technique that analyzed the orbits of both the MESSENGER probe and Mercury and arrived at a comprehensive solution that also included relativistic effects and the evolution of the sun's interior. What did they find? Theory previously predicted that the sun would lose about 1/10 of 1% of its mass over a 10 billion year period. This would reduce the sun's gravitational pull and allow the orbit of the planets to spread out by a distance of approximately half an inch per AU, with 1 AU being the distance from the Earth to the sun. In other words, the Earth will drift half an inch away from the sun every year. Now, this new study found a value which is slightly lower than that, but has a lot less uncertainty in it. So, looking at the Earth's orbit 1,000 years in the future, we will have migrated a whole 35 feet. However, this effect does add up. In 1 million years, we would have migrated approximately 6,630 miles outward. Don't let this freak you out though. As you can see from the diagram, even 1 billion years from now, that still puts us well within the habitable zone, which current estimates are extends out to about 1.7 AU or 158 million miles away. So that gives us a lot of room to play with. In fact, this diagram's a little exaggerated. That second green line for Earth's future orbit 1 billion years from now actually should be a lot closer to that first green line, which represents Earth's current orbit. I exaggerated the distance between those two green orbital lines purely for visual effect. So to sum up, the whole sun mass loss orbit migration problem won't really be a problem, at least for the next few billion years or so. You've got a lot more immediate things to worry about, such as climate change and drug-resistant bacteria. This study marks one of the first times this value of mass loss in the sun has been constrained from observations rather than just theoretical calculations. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I thank you for watching it. I'm just getting my start here now. I put a link in the description below to the original article from NASA Goddard, as well as a link to the paper. And I also put a link for my Patreon. I hope you might support me. I promise to deliver good physics and science content. Thank you all very much, and remember, don't be afraid to learn a little bit each day.